right. Okay, we're on page 90 today. So we're at the very bottom of page 90. We're talking about duplication still. I had two power partners, Marie and Janine, promote to the top of our plan in record-breaking time. I had to start the timer. Okay. When they joined me, we got them laser-sharp focused on the first company goal, which was to earn an iPad. We strategically worked together to get there by working their list and planning events for their local team. We also worked on helping their new partners get off to a fast start. When they reached their first goal, we then looked at the next goal to earn a company trip. And again, we worked strategically together to achieve that goal. They are now at the top of our pay plan and working toward top-tiered incentives. We stayed focused on their goals, locked arms, and matched each other's efforts and pace. Once your new distributor has learned the system, be sure you stay connected and always be available for their income-producing activities, which include prospecting meetings and calls, and coaching for as long as they need you, but never do for them what they must do for themselves. Keep them plugged into team meetings and calls, give them ideas on how to continue building their list, connect with an accountability partner, encourage them to continue to do regular events. One of my personal partners, Prudy, was a $1 million earner for another network marketing company. She left her first company to build a medical spa and came back to our profession to build with our company. She tells a story of when her volume was stagnant and she began to implement ongoing events with her team. She made herself available for all their events as they were income producing. Within a matter of months, she earned the company car and today is one of the top leaders in our company. She works with the willing, focuses on income producing activity with her team, and keeps the rest plugged in. That's hard for me. A lot of times I just want to do everything for people. I'm like, oh no, I'll just do it. I mean, there is a point when you can do, it's the I do, we do, you do, right? So like you can do it a few times and so they can see, and then you need to kind of like let go and let them do it so they learn, but with your help, right? But that's kind of hard for me because I'm like, oh, I'll just do it for you. I'm too nice sometimes. All right, staying connected with systems. How do you keep your team plugged in when you're working with your new distributors? As soon as you bring someone through the training processes, you need to keep recruiting new people every month so there's always a balance. I can't stress enough the importance of regular, weekly, bi-monthly, or at least monthly meetings for your team to stay plugged in. These meetings can be events conducted in your home where your team learns how to invite their guests for a presentation on the opportunity, which will then end with some sort of training. Leaders who understand duplication understand the power of regular meetings and events for their team. All a new distributor has to do is learn how to invite a person to a meeting and follow up after, which makes the process simple and duplicable. I don't think we need to worry about events, right guys? We have a lot of events. This is how one of our top leaders, Natalia, created a groundswell in her market. She began implementing regular weekly meetings so her team would duplicate quickly right out of the starting gates. When she was brand new, she and her partners would meet weekly in a church. Then they grew into a coffee shop, then a restaurant, then a small clubhouse, and then a larger clubhouse. Natalia began earning 6 figures within 6 months. Her market became one of the strongest in the company, and now their meetings can attract more than 400 people. She's a $1 million earner today. She attributes much of that success to having a simple local support system in place where new distributors could easily invite guests, get trained, and grow, and this fostered quick duplication and growth. She kept it simple for everyone. How smart. If your team is long distance, teach them how to establish the system locally. You can host calls and trainings by phone as your team grows. When I began my business, I hosted weekly calls that our entire team plugged into. Sunday nights began with a 15-minute opportunity call. We took a break for 15 minutes, then we had a 30-minute training session where different leaders trained on best practices they could implement that week. Plugging in on a national level. Regular meetings start small, but they feed into the big national events like Super Saturday trainings, leadership summits, and of course, company conventions. Leaders understand the importance of these events, and how to promote them, not just announce them, to their team. These big events are like leadership school for our profession. It is where business builders are created. Teachers go to education school, while network marketing professionals attend convention and big corporate and team events. Leaders never miss an event. These events are where confidence and skill set are built through top training from field leaders, and belief is built through outstanding recognition programs and excitement. Minds are made up at these big events. A hobby becomes a career. Yes, I agree. When you hear of a big event, take on a leadership role. First, sign up yourself, because the speed of the leader is the speed of the team. Whatever you do duplicates. Then begin promoting the events to your team. Don't just announce them. Share your experience and other leader stories of what happened to their business after attending the major events. Tell your team how their business will benefit. You'll notice that major promotions happen before and after these big events because of the excitement and skills that come as a result of attending. What does that mean for you? Bigger growth in your business. Remember, your team goes if you go, and the more people on your team that go, the bigger your check will grow. Have fun with this. You can also create your own fun experiences for your team as it grows. This creates culture, which is the glue that holds your team together. The friendships are what keep people in the business when there are distractions in life. Set up parties, barbecues, quarterly recognition events, and team get togethers at conventions or retreats. A team who plays together stays together. As your team grows, so will your leadership. It's important that you decide today what kind of leader you want to be and what kind of culture you create for your team. Always remember, whatever you do will duplicate, starting today. Anyone else want to turn to read?
Sure, I can.
Thank you.
All right. Chapter 9, Preparing Yourself to Lead. Through my experience in network marketing, I've learned a lot about life and leadership. I've made mistakes. I've failed forward. All of the lessons I've learned have refined me and shaped me into the leader I was created to be. My leadership has grown as I have grown up in this profession. Personal and professional growth is one of the greatest gifts that the profession has provided me. As you begin what could be your greatest personal and professional growth journey, I want to leave you with a gift and share 10 of the top lessons I've learned in my journey to leadership so far. 10 E's to being an empowered entrepreneur. 86 the ego. In this profession, there can be a lot of ego. We can also experience a lot of rejection. Humility is the ability to not be moved by flattery or by criticism. Remember that confidence and humility are not in conflict with each other. You can have both at the same time. Watch your attitude. Never convey a down attitude to your downline. That goes downstream and poisons your group. When you're down, go up. Talk to your upline about your challenges or concerns and let them help you strategize and encourage you. Always be willing to learn, grow, accept feedback. Don't compare yourself to others. When we waste valuable energy comparing ourselves to others, we are overlooking our potential and the opportunity for growth in our own life. We might be trying to emulate something someone else is doing, and in the meantime missing our own calling because we weren't doing what we were supposed to be doing. We may have been given a way to do things bigger and better, but perhaps we've missed it as our focus is being placed in the wrong things. We are too distracted to notice the gifts in front of us because we are too busy focusing on what others have been gifted with. We have to stop that or give that up. Stop struggling, striving, comparing, and competing. The death of contentment is comparison. Competition takes you captive. Focus on your calling.
I will say real quick, I just want to share my experience with that. At the very beginning of my business, like I had a friend, Jessica Curzon, who she's like a ruby right now, but she was like going so fast and she hit senior gold and I was like still silver and I'm like, oh. I was like totally comparing in the beginning. I was like, oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? And like I talked to her and she told me about the horse thing where they put on blinders and she's like, you just gotta, don't worry about anyone else. And it just like seriously made me realize like, no, like we can be happy for everyone. There's enough for everyone. Like it's not a competition. We can all just, and that took so much stress off of me because it was so stressful, me trying to keep up with other people. So I just had to mention it.
Yeah, I think that's really important because your journey is your own journey. You can't compare yourself to someone else who is on their own journey. Okay. Number 2, exude energy and excitement. We are in the promoting business, in case you didn't know by now. Meetings, calls, big events are what catapult people to success. They instill the vision that motivates people to join us and provide the excitement that your volunteer army needs to forge ahead. Enthusiasm is a catalyst for success. It's important that you exude energy and you learn how to move your team in an authentic way to get to the meetings and attend the big events. That is where belief is built and your team explodes. Don't forget to exude the same amount of energy and excitement every time you do a prospecting call or meeting. Remember, it's the prospect's first time hearing from you, so act like it's your first time giving the presentation. Don't lose that excitement from when you started. Excitement is what will create the vision of what is possible for them.
Yes. Okay, that was our timer. But I do want to mention, like, sometimes when I get in this mode of like, I gotta send a million messages because we gotta make this goal, I will, like, I used to think, I think people know that I'm reaching out to so many people and they don't, I don't know what I thought, but it was like, I didn't have the same excitement because I was like, you know, I don't know why I had that feeling, but it's interesting. Like, if you just think of that, like, this person hasn't been reached out to a million times a day. This is just one message. They probably haven't gotten like very many Facebook messages at all, because I think back to like before I did network marketing, like nobody really messaged people on Facebook Messenger, you know? And so it
Yeah.
might be like, ooh, I got a message, it might be super exciting for them to get a message. So just remember that. I like to remember that. Good. Thank you, Shannon, for
Cool.
reading. Okay. I think we might finish tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe it's Wednesday. Or
I don't have the next book yet.
it's okay. I have it. We can just start when we're
Okay.
done. It'll be fun. Okay. Thank you guys.